when we got there, the first thing I went to, I'm like, I just want my bed. So I was just like face flat lying, and then I just hear loud screaming like the next door. And I was like, what is going on? And then Anya and Katie come running into the room. They're like, did you open the curtains and see the view? And I opened it, like my jaw dropped open. Oh my God, it was beautiful.
We were all exhausted, but we woke up at about 8 the next morning, and a group of us went out and just started exploring the film city. And while we were there, these big groups of tourists came in, and as soon as they spotted us, they just started wanting pictures and just flocking to us. And that, I want to say that didn't happen at every city, but it happened fairly frequently just because we were American and a couple of us were lighter skinned or just looked different. They were really curious about us, so at the same time, we're these foreigners in a country and we're really curious about them.
The culture is so vibrant everywhere you look. It's basically a sensory overload, and I learned that I want to go back eventually.
India was hot, exhausting, thrilling, fun, different, crazy, and exciting all at the same time.
I've traveled more in India than I have in the United States, to be honest. I've seen we saw a lot of different stuff.
We're waiting in the Ramoji Film City headquarters, waiting to speak to the man himself, Ramoji Rao. He's pretty much the Indian Ted Turner or Rupert Murdoch.
Our agenda was packed and completely packed and so cool.
I didn't feel bored at any point in the lecture, which was really weird because it was a long lecture.
I think because the topic is something that we're all very interested in, that's why we're here, that we're more engaged into it. It's also, I feel like, a different type of way of communicating with us than we're used to, because the professors are all from here, so they all have like that Indian mentality. They're also very interested to know what we want to know, and that has a big impact on their lecture.
We're making a behind-the-scenes movie for this whole carnival, and I think it's pretty cool just to see how people dress up and get ready for this whole event, because it's a big event and there are like probably thousands of people over here.
When we went to Pune, like that was my first time in like the bustling city.
It's crazy how much diversity there is just within different parts of India.
I've been waiting for this moment for years.
We're actually getting ready to go to a traditional Indian wedding right now.
Just the cultural background was a beautiful sight to see, to kind of compare to like US weddings or American weddings. They had like little ceremony rituals that they did with their parents and their grandparents, and I thought that it made it more personal to include the family and those type of things.
I'm really excited right now. This is possibly one of the top 5 experiences of my life.
We are at the Film City in Mumbai looking at some of the props and sets where some famous Bollywood movies were shot.
This scene actually has been in a lot of the movies where either they're proclaiming their love or some Don or some guy underworld leader, and it's pretty epic. I mean, I'm fangirling, I want to scream, but I can't.
So we're an AVP newsroom, a regional news channel, and it's a broadcast news organization where they do basic journalism and report local news. This is really cool seeing a newsroom here in India, learning about some of the behind the scenes and seeing how similar it is.
While I learned about a different journalism industry, the whole experience helped open my eyes about what journalism means to me.
We got to see all this technology, which I love. That's one of my favorite parts of broadcasting. and see how everything worked. We're allowed to go on set and stand in front of a green screen.
We are going to the Elora Caves, and I'm really excited because this has been something that I've been looking forward to for the whole trip.
The Elora Caves was Buddhist temples and Hindu temples that were carved out of a mountain, and they were, I think, 2,000 years old, and it was just, I don't know, like mind-blowing to be able to see that in person, because you see pictures of stuff like that, and I never really dreamed I'd ever actually visit a place like that, but I did, and it was great.
Using these simple knots created beautiful designs. A whole design of reed knots. See the locking knot.
All these priests slept here and went about their daily activities. Like, this was their home. It's not just this place for tourists to walk through and leave. It's like there's a reason why this matters.
The view is fantastic, not just of the temple itself, but of the entire city surrounding here. You can see for miles.
It's beautiful. I just feel so fortunate to be here and have this opportunity to see such beautiful history and to get pictures and explore here. It's really great.
Delhi. Then I fell in love and I thought, like, okay, you can get better than Pune, because we stayed in this super fancy, like, 5-star hotel.
My parents actually in Delhi, they run a school, high school, and I got a chance to take all of these guys with me over there and just visit the school, see how high schools are in India, the culture. There was a short cultural show prepared by the school teachers, and it was a very unique experience, because up till now we never had such kind of a I would say it was just a short carnival or something. Like, we were just dancing and we were having fun, just listening to different various songs, different cultural dances.
Coming to Delhi and seeing how different everything is from the rest of the country, and I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of just feel like at some point in my life I was meant to come here and experience this.
Taking a camel ride right now to the Taj Mahal.
Personally, I got to go to India, and I got to see all these places that not even my own mom has seen yet, A lot of it was connecting with places that, were deeply rooted into my history.
My favorite moment was definitely our trip to Pastapur when we visited the villages and the community radio station, because I just remember when we were sitting in the room with those women, I was kind of unsure of the environment at first, and then they started singing to us, and I just looked around the room, and I kept making eye contact with these women, and I could just feel how strong they were and how much knowledge they had.
We got to see such a diverse walk of life. We saw the highest of the high and the lowest of the low, and what was amazing about these women is that they don't let the status that society places on them deter them from the things that they want to do. They still make films, they provide for their families, they provide for one another in their village, and just being surrounded by such strong, determined, intelligent women was very uplifting for me.
Being in India it gave way to this, simple happiness or simple pleasures of life. You don't have to be in a luxurious place to appreciate the place or the people you're with or the experience you're having, or to be happy and have fun.
I formed such a great appreciation for the culture, and it kind of just made me realize that one thing that I want to do in the future is travel and learn all about as many different cultures as possible.
If you want to go to India, be willing to change and be adaptable, because that's really, throughout the trip we were thrown, I think, a lot of curveballs, just with the food and the environment and people and traveling, and just so many things that if, I know at times I'd be kind of stuck in my ways and I'd have to physically give myself a talk. just to get outside of it and let the world happen around you and stop trying to change it so much.
I had some expectations as to what the culture would be like and things like that, and it was basically everything that I thought it would be and more.